Yeah, I'm filming. Video number 3, first driving in Spain, insurances. This is where people that haven't done it before would generally get stung. And they get stung on the excess insurance. Now, in the excess insurance in Spain, on any particular hire company, I've used Hertz, Avis, I think Europe Car and Sixt, I think. But mainly I've used Avis and Hertz. The reason I go with Avis and Hertz is because they're such a big company. If anything goes wrong, I have the peace of mind that I'm able to get something done, or you're able to complain to the right people and things will get done. The reason I don't use the smaller companies is generally because I don't trust them. They're generally owned by one person or two people, and if something goes wrong, you've really got no comeback on it at all. You're pretty much screwed. If you don't know the language, you're even more screwed. So that's why I go with the big boys. Anyway, what tends to happen is that you'll go on the internet and you'll book your car. If you've got any sense, you'll book your car way in advance. So if you're looking to fly out on July, August, September, wherever it is, you need to really look at booking your car and your flights in December, if not January of that year. Because the longer you keep it, the more higher charges go on the cars. So booking early is definitely the number one thing to do when booking cars in Spain. Now, when you're actually booking your car on the internet, it does give you the option to take the excess insurance. Now, the excess insurance would be pretty good for someone that's just going to Spain for the first time, driving in Spain for the first time, because it gives you that peace of mind that if you do have an accident, you're not going to get this massive bill afterwards. So in that sense, it's probably worth the money to pay. But what you got to remember is the excess insurance can cost half, if not the same price as hiring the car. And there are not many people that I know that can actually afford to do that. Now, before the COVID situation happened, before the whole Ukraine situation happened, for me to rent a car like this, a family saloon, would normally be charged around £500 to £600 for 10 days. Now, that's just about right for me to be able to pay for. If I was to then go with the excess insurance, I'm looking at least another £300, £400, sometimes £500. So we're getting near to £1,000 to rent a car for a month. That's without any other stuff like petrol, diesel, whatever it is. So it can really rack up your bills. So here's a way of doing it, but it does have a caveat. When you're actually booking your car hire, book the car, don't book the excess. What you do is you go online again and you type in excess hire car insurance, and there's quite a few companies out there. Generally, it'll be around 40, oh, my arm's hurting me. It'll be around 40 to 50 pounds generally to cover yourself for, I think, I ain't done it for a while, but I think it covers you for about 4 or 5 grand, I think, of excess. Now, what that means is that, imagine you did go out to Spain, imagine you did have an accident in the car hire company would be able to take around, depending on what car you take, somewhere between £1,000 to £1,500 on your excess to cover for the damage of the car. And you would literally have to pay it there and then. And that's the caveat. You've got to make sure you have that money to pay. However, because you have the insurance, when you get back home, you can then claim on that insurance and then get that money back. So it just depends on whether or not you've got a credit card or other forms of payment that you're able to pay the hire company there and then claim back. Because if you don't, then maybe taking out the excess insurance may be worth doing. So it's got a bit of a hit and miss on it. However, I'm lucky enough, and I do mean lucky enough, that I can afford the 1,500 quid on the credit card, because I know I'll be able to get it back. But that's the caveat on it, and that's the way that I do it.